Hello, my name is Alyssa Moffett. Welcome to a 45-minute gentle yoga flow. This is a wonderful practice to begin your day, wake up your body, or even wind down at the end of a long day. Just opening up the body and sort of organizing our energy. If this is your first time doing yoga, don't worry. This is beginner friendly, very gentle on the body, and will be a wonderful way to experience yoga if this is your first time. I'll guide you through the practice one step at a time. You can listen to my vocal cues, or you can watch the demonstrations that I'm giving here on the mat. All that you need for your practice today is something comfortable to wear, a yoga mat, and then if you'd like a yoga block, that's usually you can get these at like TJ Maxx or something for just a few dollars. You could also use something sturdy in your house, like a water bottle that you could put under your hand. The purpose of the blocks are really just to give you a little extra length in your limbs sometime, or maybe a little more support. So feel free to get creative with what you've got around in your house. We will start in a seated posture today. That seated posture could look like Sukhasana, easy seated pose, crisscross applesauce. Or if you're more comfortable to sit on your shins, you could do that too. Wherever you decide to land, place one hand on your belly and place the other hand on your chest. Gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and a deep sigh out of your mouth. Two more. Deep breath in through your nose. Deep exhale out of your mouth. You can even make a little noise. Deep breath in. Fill all the way up. When you think that you're full, take one more sip of air. And then exhale, release that breath all the way out. You can let your hands fall into your lap or fall onto your knees. Taking just a few minutes with your eyes closed here in your comfortable seat to set an intention for your practice. An intention can be a word or a phrase that you would like to embody. It could be a sensation or a feeling that you would like to experience. Take a moment now to say that word, that intention, quietly to yourself in your mind. And whenever your mind begins to wander during the physical practice today, just come back to that intention. Notice how that intention might come to life on your mat. When you've got your intention settled, flutter your eyes open and we'll get started getting moving. On a big breath in, reach your arms high up overhead, palms touch at the top. Exhale, gently twist over to your right. So right hand goes behind your body, left hand goes on the top of your right knee. Sit up nice and tall. How long can you get from the tip of your tailbone to the crown of your head? And then just gaze over your right shoulder towards the wall behind you or whatever happens to be behind you. Once you land here, take a deep breath in, sit up a little bit taller. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper, just a gentle twist. This hand that's on your knee, you could even use that as a little leverage to open up more, but don't force anything. Next, inhale, come back to center, reach your arms up nice and high, and then twist over to the other side. In my case, my right hand is on top of my right knee. My left hand is back behind my body. Gaze over your left shoulder. And if you're doing the opposite side of me, that's okay. So long as you're gently just twisting, facing the back of the room. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out of your nose. The breath in and out through the nose is called Ujjayi breath. Breathe in through your nose and out of your nose. That Ujjayi breath just allows for a little building of heat, which will warm up your muscles. Inhale, back to center, arms up high. Exhale, cactus your arms, open up your heart. Maybe gaze up towards the ceiling or the sky. Maybe you're outside. Inhale, arms reach up high. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Okay, that was one mini little sequence. We're going to do that one breath, one movement with that Ujjayi breath in and out of your nose. Inhale, arms reach up high, tall to the sky. Exhale, twist over to the right. Right hand behind your seat, left hand on your right knee. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, gaze over your shoulder to the back of the room. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist over to the left. Left hand behind your seat, right hand on top of your knee. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center. Arms reach up high. Exhale, cactus your arms. Some people call this goalpost too, right? It looks like two field goalposts. Open up your throat, gaze at the ceiling. Inhale, arms up high, palms touch at the top. Exhale, your hands down to heart center. Very nice. All right, now we're going to move into a tabletop position. So tabletop position just means hands and knees. So you want your wrists underneath your shoulders, or maybe your shoulders slightly in front of your wrists. Your knees are underneath your hips. Your toes can be tucked like mine are, or they can be untucked with the tops of your feet onto the mat. Either way is perfectly fine. Moving into some cat-cows. So if you've ever done this before, the cow is when the belly drops, your gaze lifts up to the ceiling, and cat is when you round your spine like an angry cat on Halloween. You really want to round your back. So when we do cow pose, we inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, cat. Round your spine. Really pull your chin in towards your chest. Pull your belly button up towards your spine. Inhale, cow. Belly drops, gaze lifts to the ceiling. Exhale, cat. Round curl. Press your hands into the mat. Press your shins into the mat. Press the earth away. Two more. Inhale, cow pose. Open up. Exhale, cat. Round curl. Press the earth away. Inhale one more time. Cow. Exhale, cat. Round curl and press. Moving into a little bit of a deeper twist. So we already practiced a twist sitting. Now we're going to practice it on hands and knees. This is called thread the needle. Inhale, reach your right arm up towards the ceiling as high as you can. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. And then exhale, tuck your right hand under your left arm, your right shoulder, your right ear, maybe the temple of your head, down towards the mat. You can keep your left hand where it is or walk your left hand forward to the top of your mat. You want your hips to stay somewhere over your knees so they're not coming forward and they're not rocking back. Breath in. Ujjayi, breath out of your nose. Breath out. One more. Breath in. And breath out. Now, left hand underneath your shoulder, if you moved it away. Reach your right arm up high to the sky. One more time, just opening up. And then exhale your right hand back down on the mat. We're going to do the other side. Inhale your left arm up high to the sky. Spread your fingertips wide. Gaze at your thumb. Exhale, tuck your left hand underneath your right arm. Left shoulder comes to the mat. You can keep your right hand where it is or walk it to the top of your mat. Take a deep breath in. Ujjayi, breath out. One more breath in. And breath out. Right hand goes back underneath your right shoulder. Inhale your left arm up high to the sky. Exhale, left hand back down on the mat. You'll notice that every movement we take is paired with the breath. Okay, so we're moving one breath, one movement now, and we're going to add on. Inhale your right arm up high to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Right arm underneath left. Maybe reach your left arm forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now your left hand goes back underneath your shoulder. Inhale, right arm up high to the sky. This time, step your right foot back onto the back of your mat for a modified side plank. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. You can stay right here if you want a little more. You can lift your right leg away from the mat. You might feel the outer hip muscles turning on. Once they do, flex your right toes towards your face. Take a nice deep breath in here. Exhale, land your right hand, right knee on the mat. We're going to do that on the other side. Inhale your left arm up high to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle. Left arm goes underneath right. Right hand can stay where it is or walk to the top of your mat. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Right hand back underneath your shoulder. Inhale, reach your left arm up high to the sky. Modified side plank. Step your left foot back. You'll notice my foot that's on the bottom with the bent knee moves away from my mat for a little stability. You can stay right here. Make sure your shoulder is over your wrist. So I'm going to switch forward a little bit. Left arm up to the ceiling. Maybe you want to lift your left leg up. Notice, feel the left hip muscle turning on. Flex your left toes towards your face. Right arm up to the ceiling. Keep pressing hard into the right hand. Deep breath in. And exhale, land your left hand, left knee back down on the mat. One more cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. This should feel really nice. Exhale, cat, round, curl, press the earth away, tuck your hips under. Inhale, back to center. All right, time to wake up our core a little bit. We're going to do bird dogs. So bird dogs, you're going to reach your right arm forward towards the front of the room, like you're shaking somebody's hand. Reach it forward. Then tippy-toe your left toes back towards the back of the mat. Once you feel strong and stable, ground down through your left hand. Lift your left leg up. Woo, wiggles and wobbles. That's okay. Tuck your back toes that are grounded for a little more support and stability. Reach your right arm forward, flex your left toes towards your face. Deep breath in, gaze at your right thumb. Exhale, curl your elbow and your knee, bring them together. Notice how my back looks a little bit like it did when I was in cat pose. Inhale, extend, reach your right arm forward, left leg back. Notice your core turning on. If your belly wants to dip and drop like this, I want you to lift, press into your left hand, pull your core in, reach long. Exhale, round, curl in. 2 more times. Inhale, extend and reach. Exhale, round and curl. 1 more. Inhale, reach, extend. Exhale, round, curl, pause. Stay here for a breath in, really strong. Exhale, land back down on the mat. Other side, left arm reaches forward, right leg reaches back. Again, make like you're going to shake somebody's hand. Flex your right toes towards your face so the right leg turns on. Breathe in, look at your left thumb. Exhale, round and curl. Bring your elbows and knees together. Inhale, extend, reach long. Exhale, round and curl. Pull your belly button to your spine. Inhale, reach and extend. Last time, exhale, round, curl, pause, breathe in. Exhale, land your your right knee on the mat. Inhale here. Exhale, press back to child's pose. Spread your knees out wide to the edges of the mat, tops of the feet on the mat. Hips go back towards your heels. Arms reach forward, crown of the head to the mat. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. 1 more breath in and breath out. If you feel any tension in your hips or in your inner thighs, anything like that, you can bring your knees a little closer together if that feels better. And if your shoulders are tense and it feels bad to reach your arms forward, reach your arms back behind you. This is also child's pose, just a different variation, and you want to take the variation that feels best in your body. When you're ready, inhale up to your tabletop pose again. Exhale to downward facing dog. So tuck your toes, press your hips up and back, and press your hands into the mat. Notice my heels don't touch the mat. And that is okay. Maybe yours do. It also feels better in my body to bend my knees a little bit. Some folks are really flexy. They can straighten their knees, but notice how my back rounds when I do that. What we want is really to send the hips up high. Press hard into your hands, and if your heels don't touch the mat, that's okay. Your ears are in between your biceps. Your gaze is in between your thighs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe walk out your dog. Press one heel into the mat, bend the opposite knee, and then do the other side. You can just sway side to side here if that feels good. Just stretching all along the posterior chain. One more breath in and breath out. Find some stillness in your downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep pressing your hips up high. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Breath in. And breath out. Inhale, look forward at your thumbs and take lots of little baby steps to walk your feet up towards your hand. Once you land there, somewhere towards the top of your mat, maybe more like the middle of the mat, feet are hip-width distance apart. Knees bend so that your torso can touch your thighs and arms reach down towards the mat. Now, maybe you're really flexible and your legs can be straight and your torso touches. That's great. That doesn't happen in my body. That's okay. Reach your arms long down there. Maybe find a little bind. This is called ragdoll. The weight is in the balls of your feet. You can sway side to side if that feels good. Still stretching all along the posterior chain. Let your head hang heavy. One more breath in. And one more breath out. Next, inhale, find a halfway lift. So when you lift up halfway, I want you to roll your shoulders away from your ears, pull your low belly, and you can still have a gentle bend in your knees. Crown of the head reaches forward towards the top of your mat. Exhale, forward fold, crown of the head down to the mat. Again, you can bend your knees as much as you need to. Inhale, one more time, lift up halfway lift, also called Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Forward fold is Uttanasana in Sanskrit. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time, rise all the way up to standing. Head, neck, and shoulders are the last thing to rise. Once you arrive, if you want your feet to stay hip-width distance apart, that's perfectly fine. I like to walk mine in together so that my toes touch. There's a slight space in between my heels. This is called Samastitihi. Palms face forward, fingertips are spread wide, equal standing pose. Samastitihi. Breathe in, breathe out. Tadasana, mountain pose. Arms reach up high to the sky. So it's Samastitihi, just your arms reaching up. You're grounding down through all 4 corners of your feet. Your legs are engaged. Arms reach up high. Deep breath in, Tadasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, just back where we were. Spread your arms wide as you flow down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Okay, moving one breath, one movement. We're going to go through that 2 more times. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Rise all the way up. Maybe you like your palms to touch here. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold one more time. Inhale, Tadasana, rise all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, crown of the head down towards the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Tadasana, rise all the way up to standing. Exhale your hands to heart center. Pause here, deep breath in and deep breath out. Coming back to the intention that you set for your practice. Maybe you close your eyes, breathe in, say that word silently to yourself, and breathe out. All right, adding on just a little bit. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose, arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, crown of the head down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank. Plant your hands on the mat, step your feet back to the back of the mat. We're looking for one straight line from our heels all the way to the crown of our head and our spine, so really long. Your body should almost look like you're standing in Tadasana, so standing straight up, but just on your hands and your feet. If this is too much, you just drop your knees to the mat. And in fact, that's what I'm gonna do right now because that's what feels good in my body. Breathe in here. Exhale, slowly lower all the way to your belly. Notice that my elbows are touching my rib cage as I land on my belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Untuck your toes so that the tops of your feet are on the mat. Lift your chest up and away from the mat. If you feel any tension in your lower back, pull your belly button in towards your spine so that your front body is engaged. And then squeeze the muscles between your shoulder blades. Notice how that lifts you up a little bit more. Exhale, lower back down. One more time. Inhale, baby cobra. Lift your chest away from the mat. Engage your legs, engage your core. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, press up, tabletop, hands and knees. Exhale, back to child's pose, Back to child's pose, hips towards your heels. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, now rise up to your tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, press your hips up and back. Walk out your dog for one breath in and one breath out. We're going to put that all together in one breath, one movement, and we're going to do it 2 times through. Inhale, look forward, step to the top of your mat. Take a nice big step in between your hands. Again, feet can be together or hip width distance apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to Tadasana, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, crown of the head down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your high plank or your modified high plank, knees on the earth. Take a breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra, lift your chest away from the earth. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, press up to your tabletop, hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose, hips go back. One breath in and one breath out. Inhale, rise up to your tabletop. Tuck your toes, press your hips up and back, downward facing dog. One breath in, one breath out. Inhale, look forward in between your hands. Exhale, big step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your high plank or your modified high plank. I'm going to take regular high plank this time. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra, lift your chest away from the earth. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, press up to your tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Nice work. 3 deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out of your nose. 2 more. Breath in. Ujjayi, breath out. Last 1. Breath in. And breath out. Inhale, rise up to your tabletop pose. Adding on, exhale to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, press your hips up and back. From your downward facing dog, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to sit down into Utkatasana, chair pose. So in chair pose, you're sitting down like you're sitting into a chair. So imagine there was a chair behind me. You want the weight in the heels of your feet, so much so that all 10 toes could lift off the mat. You can stay here with your hands at heart center, or for a little more spice, reach your arms up high to the sky. Notice if your low back tends to sway like mine does. If it does, just pull your low belly in, maybe back out of the depth of your chair a little bit so you can find a nice flat spine. We've got 3 deep breaths. This might get a little spicy. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out of your nose. While you're breathing, I'm just going to show you what my legs are doing. So your legs can be together like this, or they can be hip-width distance apart. Either way is fine, so long as you're not sticking your knees out wide like this, or having a pigeon toe like this. So wherever you are, if you need to adjust your feet, go ahead. One more deep breath in. Whew, exhale, forward fold, crown of the head to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge. Plant your hands, step your left foot to the back of the mat. This is called low lunge posture. From here, drop your left knee down to the mat. Rise all the way up, Anjaneyasana, crescent moon pose. So Anjaneyasana, our hips are stacked over our back knee, and then our front ankle should be underneath our right knee. What you don't want is your knee going past your ankle. It's okay, but we don't want to put a lot of weight there. So arms reach up high to the sky. If you're really flexible, maybe you step your right foot out a little further and find almost more of a stretch variation. You'll feel a nice stretch in front of here. But whatever feels best to you is where you want to land. Arms up high to the sky. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more. Breath in. Breath out. You can also have your hands on your hips for more stability, or hands on the top of your right thigh. Breath in. And breath out. Going in now for a half split. I really like to use blocks here, but you don't have to. So half split, you're going to send your butt back towards your back heel. You're going to flex your right toes towards your face. You should feel a stretch on the back of your right leg. Notice I don't sit all the way down and hunch over like this. The strength and the lift in your chest along the posterior chain will actually give you a deeper stretch. If you have your blocks on either side of your right leg, breathe in, breathe out. 1 more breath in, and breath out. Inhale, rock forward, Anjaneyasana again. Arms reach up high to the sky. Exhale, downward facing dog. This is a big one. Step your foot back, your right foot back to meet your left. Press your hips up and back. Maybe the first time you try that, it takes you a couple tries. That is totally okay. Inhale, look forward into your hands. Exhale, big step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Sit back down in your Utkatasana, chair pose. Again, hands can be at heart center. Arms can reach up to the sky, whichever feels best to you. Pull your low belly in. 3 deep breaths. Breathe in. Weight is in the heels. Breathe out. 2 more. Breath in. Breath out. Gaze is just in front of your mat. 1 more. Breath in. Breath out. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge. Opposite leg, the right leg steps back this time. So your left foot should be in front, right leg is back. We're in a low lunge, dropping the back knee down, reaching the arms up, finding your Anjaneyasana, crescent moon variation. So again, you can keep this a little more narrow, or you can step your left foot forward a little bit and find a bigger stretch in the right thigh, the front of the right thigh. Arms reach up high to the sky. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more breaths. Again, your hands could be on your hips if that feels better. Breathe in. Breathe out, or even your hands on the top of your front thigh. Breathe out. Last one, breath in. Exhale, breath out. Half splits. Grab your blocks or don't. And if you don't have your blocks, just hands on the mat is perfect. Send your hips back towards your heel. Flex your toes towards your face. Think about shining your heart forward towards the front of your mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more. Breath in. Breath out. Last one. Deep breath in. And breath out. Rock forward. Find your Ujjayi asana just for the breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Hands plant on the mat. Pick your back knee up. Here's that big movement back to downward facing dog. Step your left foot back. Downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, look forward to the top of your mat. Exhale, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to go through all of that. 1 breath, 1 movement. Come back to your intention for just a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more breath in. And breath out. Okay, here we go. Inhale, arms reach up high. Exhale, sit down deep into your chair. Just 1 breath in this time. Exhale, forward fold, crown of the head to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge. Left foot steps back, right foot is forward. Inhale, Ujjayi asana. Drop your back knee down. Arms reach up, hands to hips or top of the thigh. Just 1 breath in. Exhale, half split. Send your butt back towards your heel. If this feels okay, maybe float your arms away from the mat. Engage your triceps. Inhale, back to Ujjayi asana. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plant your hands, step back. Inhale, look forward in between your hands. Exhale, travel to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to Tadasana. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose. Just 1 breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge. Right foot back, left foot is forward. Inhale, Ujjayi asana. Drop your back knee down, arms reach up. Exhale, half split. Send your butt back towards your heel. Option to float your arms away from the mat. Inhale, rock forward, Ujjayi asana. Exhale, low lunge, hands to the mat. Inhale here, exhale, downward facing dog. Step the left foot back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, look forward in between your hands. Exhale, big step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to Tadasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. 1 more breath in. And breath out. All right. We've got just a few more minutes, so we're going to move into our balancing series. I'm going to turn and face you so that you can see what I'm doing, but you can stay facing the top of your mat. So for our balancing series, we're first going to practice our tree pose. So you're going to ground down through your right foot. Your left foot has a couple of options. You can kickstand the left foot onto the right ankle. Your left knee comes out, or you can step and start balancing. Woo, that's a little tricky. Balancing on your right leg with your left foot on the inside of your calf. Lastly, for a little more, you can take your left foot and bring it to the inside of your right thigh. Maybe it takes you a couple times to get there. And then lastly, your hands go to heart center. Let's see if I can get there. Great. Once you get there, hands to heart center, how tall can you stand up? Acknowledge the wiggles and wobbles. They're okay. They're natural with the practice. Engage your right leg. Engage your right glute. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more breath in. And breath out. Land your left foot on the mat. Shake out that right leg. And let's take it on the other side. So again, you can start and kickstand your right foot on the inside of your left thigh. And believe it or not, this is my worst side, so I'm going to wiggle and wobble even more. Then, next level, take your right foot to the inside of your left shin. Maybe this is where you stay. For even more, bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Wiggles, wobbles are okay. If you fall out, just get back in. And then maybe your hands to heart center. Ground down through your left leg. Engage all of the muscles in your left leg, your left glute. Find one unmoving point to gaze at. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out of your nose. One more breath in. And breath out. Release your right foot back down to the mat. Shake out your left leg. We're going to take it up just a level, okay? So standing on the right, find your tree pose variation. I'm going to try again for having my left foot on the inside of my right thigh. And maybe you want to try something different this time. Hands can come to heart center. What we're going to try this time is lifting our arms up towards the ceiling, maybe even lifting the gaze towards the ceiling. That's where it gets really tricky, is when you move your gaze. Keep grounding down through your right leg. One more breath in. Exhale, release your left foot to the mat. Shake out your right leg, and let's do it on the other side. Left foot is grounded down. Right foot comes to the inside of your left thigh. Wiggles, wobbles, totally normal. Find your balance with your hands at heart center. Then from there, maybe your arms reach up to the sky. Maybe your gaze lifts to the ceiling. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more breath in. And breath out. Land your right foot back down on the mat. Shake out your left leg. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. All right, getting into the hips a little bit and balancing at the same time, we're going to take figure 4. You're going to stand on your right leg, cross your left ankle over top of your right knee, and bend your right leg like you were doing in your chair pose, okay? Maybe you only get this far down, maybe you get a little further down, but notice that your other knee, your lifted knee, presses down towards the mat, and as you do that, you feel a nice stretch on the outside. And again, wiggles, wobbles, maybe you fall out, that's okay. Maybe you feel that nice stretch on the outside of your hip, and then hands to heart center. And that's the thing about yoga, right? So it's tricky, and if you fall out, you just get back in. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath in, and breath out. Stand all the way up. Shake out your right leg. Thank you, leg, for that hard work. We're going to do it on the other side. And pro tip, if you're feeling extra wobbly, you can always walk over to a wall and put your hand on the wall while you practice these balance postures. Now this time, right ankle goes over your left knee, and then we sit down, we bend our left knee, our standing leg, so that it's almost like we're sitting in that chair pose. Hands to heart center, wiggles, wobbles, and keep your gaze on one unmoving point. 3 deep breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath in, breath out. Stay with it. One more breath in, and breath out. Stand all the way up. Shake out that standing leg. Thank you, leg, for all the hard work you did. Very nice. All right, coming back to the top of our mat. Inhale, Tadasana, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to your high plank. Last time we're going to be here today, we're using this, what's called a vinyasa, to kind of wipe the slate clean from the balance. Lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra, lift up. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, press up to your tabletop. And then exhale back to your down, or your child's pose. I'm sorry. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more breath in. And breath out. Inhale, rise up to your tabletop. And then just sweep your legs around so that they're facing the top of your mat. You're in a comfortable seat. Arms or legs extend long, flex your toes towards your face, sit up nice and tall, hands go down by your sides. This is called staff pose. So you're pressing into your hands, lifting up your torso really tall. The top half of your body is in Tadasana, and your legs are extending long. Flex your toes towards your face. Deep breath in. Exhale, Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. So you're going to reach your arms forward, forward, forward as far as they go, and then just fold over your legs. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more deep breath in. Can you fold a little deeper on the breath out? Inhale, stand up, sit up tall. We're going to take a figure 4 posture now seated. So stamp your left sole of the foot on the earth. Take your right leg, cross your ankle over top of your right knee. Hands are behind your back. Flex your right foot and then think about just opening your right knee out to the right, pressing that right knee away from your body. You should feel a nice stretch on the outside of your right hip. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Last one, breath in and breath out. All right, switching sides. Right leg goes down, left ankle crosses over top. Think about pressing your chest forward while you open your left knee out to the left. Breathe in, breathe out. Last one, breath in. And breath out. Remove the cross of your legs and then just come to lie down on your mat, but keep your knees bent and the soles of the feet planted on the mat. We're going to take a bridge pose, okay? So before we take our bridge pose, it's important to think about the safety of your lower back when we do these kind of ground up back bends, because technically this is a back bend. So notice how that my lower back is arched away from the mat. Before I lift my hips, I'm going to breathe out, press my low back into the mat so that my hips are tucked under. Now, my core is engaged, my glutes are engaged. Then I'm going to press into my feet and lift up my hips for my bridge pose. You can stay right here, or if you'd like to, interlace your fingers underneath your body and then just walk your shoulders underneath. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. One more breath in. And breath out. Slowly release your bind if you've taken one. Come to lie down on your back. Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet are together. Knees are spread out wide. Take your right hand, put it on your belly. Take your left hand, put it on your heart. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath in. And breath out. One more round of bridge pose. Close up your knees like a book. Stamp your feet on the earth. My feet are about hip width distance apart, and that's how far apart my legs are as well. Arms long down by your side. Remember, first, engage your core. Press your lower back into the mat. Feel your core in the back of your legs and your glutes turn on, and then lift your hips away from the mat. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Snuggle your shoulders underneath. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And again, the bind of the hands and the shoulders is optional. So if that doesn't feel good to you, don't do it. Deep breath in. And slowly lower down. Hips go to the mat. Waterfall pose. So waterfall, our feet just go up towards the ceiling. Flex your toes towards your face. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can also put a pillow underneath your lower back if that feels good, or even a block if you have one. Breathe out. This is an inversion, and what inversions do for our body is it just helps with circulation, helps with lymphatic drainage. So this is a really nice posture. If you ever have, just like 5 extra minutes at the end of your day, you can actually do this up against a wall so that your legs are up against the wall, and that feels really nice. One more breath in and breath out. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze here. Maybe rock side to side if that feels good. And we're gonna take a spinal twist. So extend your left leg long and hug your right knee in towards your chest. Before we go anywhere, I want you to open your right knee out to the right. Take your left hand on top of your left hip. Ground down through your left glute, your left hip. Feel the gentle stretch on the inside of your right thigh. Breathe in. Exhale, cross your right knee over your body and maybe scoot your hips in the opposite direction. Your right arm is out to a T, and then take your gaze over your right fingertips. So you're looking away from your knee and feeling a nice twist in your low back. Sometimes this is where I even get my low back to pop a little bit, and that feels good. Deep breath in to help you find space. Deep breath out to help you twist a little bit deeper. If you notice that your right shoulder wants to lift away from the mat, back off of your twist just a little bit so that your right shoulder stays grounded. One more breath in and breath out. Come back into center. Reset your spine so that you're nice even on the mat. Let your right leg go long. Hug your left knee into your chest. Give it a nice squeeze. Open your left knee out to the left and ground down through your right hip, your right glute, feeling a nice stretch on the inside of your left leg. Breathe in here. Exhale, cross your left knee over your body. Left arm comes out to a T. Maybe you want to scoot your hips a little bit to make that twist a little deeper. And then gaze over towards your left hand. So gazing away from the knee that's on top. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And again, if you find that your shoulder wants to lift away from the mat like this, just back off from your twist a little bit. It's okay if your knee is floating up in the air. One more breath in and breath out. Come back into center, reset your spine. Happy baby. So in happy baby, soles of the feet go up towards the ceiling. Your knees are bent. Take your hands and bind them onto the outsides of your feet. You could also take your peace fingers, your first 2 fingers, and bind them onto your toes if that feels good. You want your knees tracking in towards your armpits. Your thighs are on the outer edges of your rib cage. Once you're there, pull your feet just like an adorable happy baby and rock side to side. This may feel really nice in your lower back, just giving you a little massage here. Breathe in and breathe out. One more breath in and breath out. Beginning to wind things down now. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Curl up into a tiny little ball. Squeeze every muscle in your body, the muscles in your fingers, in your toes, and in your face. Take one last gigantic inhale. And then exhale, relax into our final pose of our practice, which is called Savasana or corpse pose. So Savasana is our rest. This is when we let all the benefits of our practice sink into our body. So let your legs go long, take up as much space on your mat or in your room as you want. And you're just gonna rest here for just a moment. Close your eyes. Come back to that intention that you set at the beginning of our practice, that we revisited a few times throughout our practice. Notice if that intention perhaps shifted, or maybe that's an intention you'd like to take with you after your practice into the world. I'm going to be quiet for just a few moments, and then I will guide you out of our Shavasana, our rest, in just a few minutes. If this rest is feeling really nice to you, you can stay here as long as you like. If you're ready to be guided out of your Shavasana, start first with a deep inhale, a full and complete exhale. Bring some gentle movements to your fingers and your toes. Allow those movements to grow larger and move into your wrists and your ankles, your arms and your legs. Take a big pencil stretch. Reach your arms overhead, stretch your toes. And then exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself one more little hug. Roll over onto one side and then just press yourself up to a seated position. Any comfortable seat that feels good to you. Once you're there, close your eyes. Inhale, arms up high to the sky, palms touch at the top. Exhale, your hands to heart center, bowing your chin towards your chest in a sign of gratitude. I extend my gratitude to you for the hard work that you put in on your mat, for setting an intention, for treating yourself with kindness, for taking just a few moments in your day to take care of yourself and fill your own cup so that you can leave your mat and shine your light out into the world around us. Bring your thumb knuckles to your third eye center. The teacher and the student in me sees and honors the teacher and the student in you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste. We'll see you on your mat next